welcome to your open book interview.
Hi guys, since I want you to open my book, I might as well be open to answering some questions about myself. I'm going to answer 17 quick fire questions as a bookworm, so let's into it.
What is your name and the name of your book?
Hi, I'm Talio Pompey, also preferably known as Dia or Diabla, and I'm the author of The World of the Lost.
How long did it take you to write it?
I loosely began writing The World of the Lost in January 2019. I wrote a few poems here and there scattered between 2019 and early 2021, but the bulk of the work was written in 2022.
Which genre best describes your book?
Poetry or prose.
Who is the first person you have gifted a copy of your printed book to?
I actually have not gifted a copy to anyone yet, and I'm not quite sure who will have the honor of the first gifted copy. I guess it just will be a spur of the moment.
What is your earliest reading memory?
I read so much as a child, I really don't think I could distinguish it. Maybe pre-K with my grandmother at Grandparents' Day.
Which book was your favorite as a child?
As a young child, The Giving Tree was definitely my favorite. Once I got a little older, around elementary grade, The Maximum Ride Collection by James Patterson was my beginning of really falling in love with books.
How quickly can you finish reading a book?
I could finish a book on a regular day with many divides and interruptions. I can do about an 850-page book in 4 days.
Do you prefer reading a book yourself or listening to an audiobook?
I 1000% prefer a physical book in my hands when reading, even more preferably hardcover copies. But I no longer am hardcore with physical copies. I do enjoy an audiobook as life gets very busy and it makes it easy to enjoy the books I want to read and still get stuff done.
Who is your favorite author?
Currently I don't have a favorite author. When I was younger, it used to be James Patterson, of course. Right now it might be tied between Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, but I do not have a champion at the moment.
Which book took you the longest to finish?
Typically it doesn't take me long to finish any books, as I normally just choose books within my genre. However, The Art of War by Sun Tzu is still one I have yet to complete. That's a challenge for me. And The Vampire Diaries, The Awakening by L.J. Smith. That one took me a bit. If you want more information on that, check out my lemonade.
Are there any books which have inspired your writing?
The World of the Lost was not inspired by any particular book, but generally speaking, I was inspired to actually write by James Patterson's Maximum Ride Collection. I actually started putting pen to paper thanks to a fan fiction by Midnight with the one, and she wrote a book called Darker Than Midnight.
What book is at the top of your reading pile?
I actually just finished Rebecca Yarros' Onyx Storm this morning. So the next 2 books on my pile would probably be The Sun and Her Flowers and Blood of Hercules.
Which book do you think everyone would enjoy?
My first recommendation to anyone, even though it's considered a young teen book, will probably be the Percy Jackson collection, The Lightning Thief. I've never heard someone say that they did not like those books.
How many books have you read so far this year?
For the year 2025, I've gotten about 40 books under my belt.
Final question. Why should people read your book next?
People should read The World of the Lost because my book is a comfort when you feel alone. It's the presence when you feel unseen. It's the secret holder that you can giggle and gush to. It's the friend that understands when no one else does. And sometimes I feel like that's all you need. So okay, lovelies, we have burned through all the questions. I hope you twirl into my book, The World of the Lost, and share your thoughts. Connect with me on all my social media platforms and become the next one of my embers. Until we meet again.
And I'm drifting in the spaces in between the memories that go unseen, praying gravity holds me upright. I found lifetime